What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I am your host, Sean Little. Nick the Quick is in here. We're talking sports. It's the Thursday of the NFL season.
Oh, yeah,
it's
baby.
opening weekend. We made it.
3 days.
You see the board. 3 more sleeps till we see the Packers. We're going to talk about that, of course. Khalil Mack is in town. We let everybody else get their takes off. Let that
cool
settle
down a little bit, yeah.
And now we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk Bears, Packers, Khalil Mack. Too much to talk about, really.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell still hasn't got paid.
Nope.
We paid our boy. They haven't paid theirs. We're going to talk about that. Colin Kaepernick.
Big time.
Stealing the headlines.
Shout out to Swoosh.
Nike, Colin. If you haven't heard about it, you're dead asleep.
Yep.
We're going to break that down, man. We got lots to talk about.
Let's get it.
Quick, what's good?
What's going on, man? Opening night of the NFL, man.
Hey,
It's
man,
here.
we in the studio a little early because we
Oh,
want to bang out the show.
Of course.
Go check out week 1, Eagles, Falcons.
Eagles, Falcons. What do you think about that?
Man, I don't want to get into it too much because I don't give a fuck about them. They won the Super Bowl. Who cares? I'm tired of hearing about Matt Ryan. He's whatever. He's still not that man for me.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Eagles they're missing a ton of players. No Alshon. They lost their lead running back.
No Carson Wentz.
Still
not clear for contact, which I think is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And
So
I think,
yeah. I think we talked about this for a quick second last time. Every clip I've seen of him warming up, he looks terrible to me.
Yeah.
Like, no one's really talking about that.
Yeah. I don't
like,
think he's healthy.
Anything I've seen him with his knee brace on, and he's running around doing 7-step drops and running around, he looks terrible.
Right.
He looks wild, lumberish.
He's still got to get in shape. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there might be the Nick Foles experiment going on for a while. And based off the preseason, didn't look good. Obviously looked great to end the year last year, but yeah.
So we'll see. I think it'll be a close game. A lot of defense.
Definitely.
It's excited to have the NFL back,
Awesome.
no doubt.
Yeah, ready.
Yo, I jagged first off.
Oh, yeah.
I got on Adidas. I wasn't even thinking, bro.
Of all the days, man. Of all the days to not represent the swoosh with everybody.
Yo.
If you watch, every week I always got Nike on. This is nothing new for me. But Sean comes in the Run DMC Adidas track fit
I got an
on
Adidas
Nike Day.
Track fit on
And
through
some
and
Vans.
through.
I got some Vans
with
on
some
too.
Vans
but yeah.
on.
No Nike to be found, man. And a Supreme hat.
And a Supreme hat.
And you have plenty of Nike gear, man.
I don't have any Nike on my person.
You're not representing
right
for the culture right now, man. I don't get it, man.
I didn't even think about it, to be honest.
See, you got to be aware, man. Again, I always wear Nike.
80% of my closet is Nike.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
97% of my closet is Nike.
Of athletic apparel?
Yeah, it's all
95% of my closet is Nike. So
of course.
I'm tripping right now. I wore an Adidas tracksuit.
Yeah.
On this is Nike Day.
It's Nike Day. It's Nike week. Shout out Nike for obviously, taking the big step with the Kaepernick ad.
We're gonna get into all
playing
that.
tonight.
Yeah,
playing tonight. They bought space tonight. NBC is running it.
Yes.
Shout out NBC for letting that go through.
Yeah.
Obviously the NFL. I'm surprised and not surprised that they didn't jump in.
Somebody at the league, I would think, had to give the okay on that.
Yeah, you know what? I think they probably weighed against, what would happen if it leaks that we didn't give the okay?
Right. No, for sure.
And their PR is already a mess, so I'm almost surprised that they didn't try to stop it because they're so stupid in everything they do.
Yeah, just from my background in dealing with the NFL, any custom sponsorship, anything you're trying to run, they want to approve all creatives, all that. So, yeah, they definitely took a peek at it, and
they don't want to make enemies out of Nike either, though. Nike's writing some good checks to the NFL. So,
and money's money.
Money's money. Money talks, baby.
Money talks.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I wonder if they have been just playing Kaepernick like whatever, all the way through this, or if they just called him like, "Yo, we got this idea," or however it goes. Rovell said they've been paying him since it happened in the beginning. No shout out to Darren Rovell, the original cornball.
Original.
The OG cornball. That's his corner.
Yeah.
So.
But we're gonna get into that.
Yep.
We're gonna go into depth on that. We're gonna talk about all the memes and stuff that have come from that, which have been hilarious.
See Lupe?
No, I didn't see that one. We're gonna bring it up now. 3 more sleeps.
Yeah.
It's here.
Almost.
The new look Bears are here.
Yeah.
53-man rosters announced. We know who's going to Green Bay.
Yep.
We know who's not going to Green Bay. We know who's ready to play. The only thing up in the air right now, what's a couple things up in the air? Yeah. Our quarterback is up in the air.
100% up in the air.
How many snaps Khalil Mack is going to get is up in the air.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things.
Well, they were talking like I think it was some players like, oh, Aaron Rodgers isn't ready for Khalil Mack. So the way that they're talking, Khalil Mack's gonna be playing, and playing a good amount. And that might just be, a lot of blowing smoke or whatever it might be, but they were talking like he's gonna be playing.
I don't see why he wouldn't be playing.
I don't see why not, unless he fully doesn't grasp the defense at all, and he's,
ain't no
mentally
grasping.
not there. But go get the quarterback.
12.
Yeah, go get the quarterback.
Go get 12.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, man. Another interesting on that is like the whole Roquan aspect of it too. So your two linebackers essentially have not practiced with the team for the entire offseason, right? So fixing those two guys in, which is still big time up in the air. But, hey, you'd like to do it with two talented guys versus two nobodies. And those are two ballers. If it works out, yeah. I should say when it works out.
When it works out. Y'all hear that, right?
No, I'm back.
Everybody watching. Hey. Do you hear the man? Every week he gives you hints on where his heart is at and his mind is.
Because I actually meant to say when it works out. I'll admit I've been not a Bears hater. We talked about this last week, but very, I guess pessimistic on the Bears. But
that was just a disclaimer.
This week I got excited. This week I got excited.
That's what it takes for you to get excited.
Yeah, that's a proven commodity. I know that will work. Everything else is shit needs to go the right way. But now shit really needs to go the right way because the defense is in place.
Let's tie it all together, right? $90 million guaranteed for Khalil Mack.
Sure.
He's signed. He's locked in for a minute.
Yep.
We gave up 2 1s, a 3 and a 5, and got back a 2 and a 2 and a 5.
A 2 and a conditional 5, whatever. Yeah.
We gave up 2 1s, a 3 and a 6. That's what it was. 2 1s, a 3, a 6, and we got back a 2 and a 5, and we had to sign him that big money.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the deal? It's almost impossible for the media to kind of go against the deal. I've seen.
Of course.
There's been not one person that's been like, I don't like the deal. It would take a lot of balls to come out on television and be like, they paid too much for him. This is too much. They gave up too much. And I didn't really hear too much about that.
Yeah, when I initially heard it, I mean, obviously I was happy. And then I started looking at the draft picks. I'm still happy about it. But you're 100% right. We gave up a lot, especially when you put it next to the Trubisky deal.
Yeah.
Like, we have really given up a lot of draft picks and future assets and things like that.
Pull up this pick for me, Aaron.
To get the players that we want, right? So when you put it next to all that, I think with the Trubisky pick, what does that end up being? 3 first-round picks that we've given up.
Look at the boy in the jersey.
There he goes in the jersey.
Practice.
I did order my Khalil Mack jersey already. Oh yeah, 100%. I ordered it that night. It's not going to ship till next week. Just if you go on the Bears website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on the Bears website, grab the Khalil Mack joint for the 100. But yeah, man, we've given up a lot. But again, I always go back to this, man. A player like that does not become available often. You don't have the chance to get a game changer like that. You don't have the chance to get a game changer like that in his prime. The money to me is secondary, right? The $90 million guaranteed, whatever. Salary cap goes up every year, and again, you would spend that money on him in free agency in a heartbeat. So it really comes down to those picks. I think he cancels out one of the first-round picks. So now it's really, are you comfortable giving up a 1, a 3, and a 6 for Khalil Mack?
And to get back a 2 and a 5.
And get back a 2 and a 5, which the 2 is a huge get, right? Second-round picks in the NFL are extremely valuable because they're good players that are on contracts for less money than the first-rounders, right? So that's a great get back. I love that. If we hadn't have gotten that back, I would have felt a lot worse about it. But, again, man, first-round pick is a 50-50 swing. He's 100. You know this will work, right? We've seen in Chicago, we can't act like first-round picks are the greatest thing in the world because a lot of times they don't work out for us. And that's the case around the league, really, when you're trying to pick that high. So, again, you get Khalil Mack, a proven commodity in his prime, clearly motivated, right? He just got traded. He's motivated. He's ready to go. And he makes your defense infinitely better. And you add that with Roquan. You add that with Trevathan already there. You add that with some of the pieces that we got last year. Y'all are young players on defense last year. You got Akeem Hicks coming back. You got some good players coming back, man. I feel great about it. I'm not worried about it. You worry about those picks and all that other shit later down the line.
Absolutely.
It'll come back and bite us in certain areas, but hey, you get Khalil Mack.
This is what happens in the NFL. You build up a team, you spend some money, and you have a win. If you think you have the talent to win in a certain window, you make it happen.
Yeah.
Because all that happens in the NFL, you load up like the Rams are doing.
When you're on a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Exactly. You load up. You try to win the Super Bowl. You say you do clip one and win one. Some of these contracts catch up to you. You rebuild it and you try again.
It's all fun. It's all funny money in the NFL anyway.
And if you can keep that quarterback consistent
yeah.
over the years, a la Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, then you can cut the big contracts, go fill them with different spots. All you can do, then you have flexibility when you have a quarterback.
The Patriots don't pay anybody around Brady. Never have, never will. They just know that every year they got a quarterback going in there.
I would love to see their salary cap right now. Like, is it even filled out?
Yeah, I think it's filled out, but his big thing is he doesn't sign the big fish. He goes after those like middle tier free agents, right?
Like so instead of paying making somebody like $9 million.
Everybody's making like the $6, $7, $8 million. They gave Gilmore a lot of money last year, but outside of that, they never pay anybody. When people get good, what do? They trade them. Yeah. They traded Jamie Collins in the middle of the year
for some picks, and then
you get those
pick
picks.
Up a little middle joint.
Yeah, and he just grabs a bunch of players and uses them in different ways. But back to the Bears, the big thing about that and how that ties in is it's all about the quarterback, right? This move, the Khalil Mack move, is 100% no-brainer all the time. It's a real no-brainer if you know your quarterback's playing well and is going to do a good job, because then you don't have to worry about it. You're in win now or win in the next 2 years mode, right? If Trubisky sucks, we have now pretty much committed to him for the next few years because we have no other path of getting a good quarterback, because we've traded around the picks that could get us a good quarterback, unless you believe you're going to get a good one in the second round, which doesn't happen often, right? So that's the big thing. It's like if Trubisky sucks, we don't have the draft picks coming up to replace him. You know what I mean? We have the money to replace him, but good quarterbacks don't hit the market. The Cousins situation doesn't happen often. So it's really on Trubisky to deliver, and that'll justify the Max situation.
These are your Chicago Bears for the next at least three
100%, yeah.
I mean,
this is your quarterback.
This is our whole team.
Yeah.
Like, this is our squad.
Right.
And I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But if this move just locks us in with Mitchell Trubisky and everything, the pressure has heightened.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Absolutely no doubt.
Big time.
He went from, hey, man, you got a lot of time, develop, do your thing, to you bet it's win time right now, and you need to start balling right now. That's what Ryan Pace is saying.
Yeah.
Shout out Ryan Pace. I can't say shit about the ownership anymore.
Yeah.
I was talking shit with the Roquan. They were tap dancing with that.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit. Yep. But we got it done.
Got it done.
So as soon as you get it done, it's like, yo, I never want to hear about it again, right?
It's over with, yeah.
So we got it done. He's in camp. He's about to play Sunday.
Yeah.
Game 1. We bring in Khalil Mack. They spend the bread. That they're gonna have to come out that $90 million fairly soon.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's not what we do here.
I think like 30 of it comes up in the first year.
Yeah, exactly. So that $90 million,
signing was
he's
like
gonna
30,
get like they're having to come out cash right away, right?
Which is fine. They have it.
They have plenty of it, but that doesn't. Hey, we still got to give them credit that they signed off on that.
Right, 100%.
You feel me?
Which keep going.
So like they haven't done that in the past, and we've hammered them for that in the past. So shout out Ryan Pace, shout out the McCaskies.
Yep.
Ryan Pace, I love it, bro.
He's aggressive.
And he knows that I don't know if I'm ever going to be a GM again. So if this is how we're going to go down, then fuck it.
Why not? Yeah, go down swinging. You're going to get fired anyway as a GM. It's one of those jobs you get hired
when
to
you
get fired. Yeah, when you get fired. So you might as well you don't want to look back on it and say, man, I didn't take big swings when I could. And he's 100% doing that. And I take my hat off to him. Whether they work or they don't work, the Trubisky move was a huge swing. And the Khalil Mack move is a huge swing. Anytime you're moving off of that much draft capital on a team that could be bad, so you're assuming these could be top 15 picks, right? It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal, and it takes balls to make a move like that. But you got to applaud the young GM who makes those moves. Don't be conservative. Go for it. Why not? I'm all for it, man, because our whole lives the Bears have been conservative. Outside the Cutler trade, that's why everybody was so shocked when we made the Cutler trade. The Cutler trade and the Pepper signings are the two things pretty much in our lifetime that are non-traditional Bears moves, right? Because we gave Peppers a whole bunch of money, and that was a game changer for us. And we made the trade for Cutler, which should have been a game changer for us, and our heads were in the right place. So,
you know what's funny about that Peppers thing? I obviously remembered that, but it hadn't really been in the forefront of my mind because he went straight to the Packers.
Yeah.
So we were, at least in my mind, I kind of wrote him off like, fuck Julius
great years
Peppers.
on the Bears.
Great years on the Bears.
His first year, he was unbelievable.
He was a monster.
We've never seen anything like. I remember watching Julius Peppers on the Bears. Like I've never seen this athletic of a big player like that can make plays and is just never out of it. But huge move by Pace. Love the move by Pace. Love getting aggressive. Fuck the conservative shit. Just go for it, right? If you feel you got your guy at quarterback, go for it. One thing that I did hear that was kind of funny, when you're talking about paying him all this cash up front, was part of the reason that the Raiders didn't want to sign him.
They weren't liquid enough.
They didn't have the cash because you got to put all that guaranteed money in escrow.
Yeah.
So $90 million, yeah, 90. You probably listen to the same shit I was. $90 million up front, which is crazy, but it's also crazy that the Oakland Raiders don't have $90 million in cash. What was Al Davis doing with the money?
Come on, dude. You see, and you see little Davis and his haircut. Yeah. You already know he don't have $90 million nowhere.
Yeah, his haircut is terrible.
Yo, it's the worst. It's the worst haircut on planet Earth.
He's a terrible looking dude. I wish you had a picture of him. Mark Davis.
Yo,
Mark Davis. He looks like I don't know.
Wait, let me pull this up. Really
bro.
quick.
He looks like fucking
Mark
the problem
Davis.
child.
I mean, this guy doesn't have $90 million.
Yeah.
Hiding anywhere.
They got $100 million for John Gruden.
Yo, this guy right here. if this dude, I don't give a fuck what he. If this dude owned Amazon, he couldn't show me $90 million in cash. You feel me?
Dog, he's ugly as hell. Go to that one all the way to the right with the red curtain behind it.
Come on, bro. This guy.
Are you serious? Look at his bowl cut.
This guy doesn't have $90 million. Where?
He wasn't paying his barber.
Like, come on, bro. Yeah. So, nah. Like, let's get real. Right?
So that's crazy. But, yeah, I mean, again, Ryan Pace, man. Shout out Ryan Pace. Huge move. Love it. I'm finally fired up about the Bears. I'm not at y'all's level yet where I'm at 10 games, but I definitely feel that just bringing somebody like that on your team and having a bona fide star on your team does a lot for you. And on the flip side, if you're a Raiders player right now, you're sick.
Yeah, no doubt. Our defense is going to be the real deal.
Yeah.
Pure point blank. The 53-man roster I was looking at when it finalized, our whole team is under 30 years old.
Yeah.
They're like, everyone's like 28 to 20, like 24 to 28.
Right.
Then we have the young dudes like Floyd. Trubisky's 24.
Yeah.
Roquan's 21 years old.
That's crazy. He's only 21?
Roquan's 21 years old.
That's crazy.
So, like, this is the real deal. Our question mark, if we have any, because I don't really think we have that many, is probably our corners and then our safeties, right? Adrian Amos is a monster.
Yeah.
Like, let's get that out of the way. Another shout out to Ryan Pace. You know, Amos, we picked him up when we traded Brandon Marshall, we picked up that late round pick for him.
That was Adrian Amos.
Adrian Amos.
Yeah.
So that's an underrated move by Ryan Pace. He doesn't get love for that, but that's a win, huge win.
Eddie Jackson made some plays last year.
It's going to be Eddie Jackson and Amos back there most of the time. Right?
Yeah, but the big question mark again will be, can Kyle Fuller repeat his performance from last year or get better?
100%. And what I was getting at was our defense is nails and it's solid right now.
Yeah.
But if you have to pick a weakness of it, it's going to be our secondary and then our corners, right? Yeah. So,
but Fuller's got a lot to prove this year because he's playing for a contract. He's on that transitional tag.
I'm not too worried about Kyle Fuller.
See, you saw the good year from him last year. He was great. But I also saw his first 4 years in the league and kind of know how that went too.
I don't know what he had going on those first. He was hurt. He had a lot of mental shit going on. He was back last year, and he's going to try to get paid. Yeah. He's going to ball out just like he did last year. I'm confident of that. Prince Amukamara is no ringer whatsoever, right? Yeah. He's a solid corner.
He's solid.
What I'm getting at is if you're going to have – there's two weaknesses that you can't have on – I guess this is the whole defense, but if you have a weak pass rush, you better have a lock-up secondary.
Yeah.
And if you have a strong pass rush, the secondary can make mistakes here and there because they're going to get covered up by Khalil Mack in people's faces all night long.
True.
Right? 85 Bears. Ridiculous pass rush. Probably the best pass rush of all time. The safeties, we don't.
Even Dave Duerson's a Hall of Famer.
No, okay. Who's the 46th? I'm tripping.
And Gary Fensick's a Hall of Famer too.
Who's the dude that's on ESPN all day?
From the 85 Bears?
Yeah. He played old though. I'm tripping. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking. Who?
Forget what the fuck I was talking about. Yeah. No,
they had like 11. They had like 11 Hall of Famers on the team.
Spencer and Dave doing some Hall of Famers, right? All right, but another example is like the Ravens.
Yeah.
Really stout up front, but didn't rush the passer crazy with Ray Lewis and those guys. They weren't crazy chasing down the pass rush, but they had Ed Reed and those guys in the back, right?
They had Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, but he was okay, fair. But
I see what you're saying.
You feel what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
So, like,
I know exactly what you're saying.
That secondary they had with Ed Reed running back there is crazy, right?
It's like the Seahawks.
100%.
Seattle's a perfect example. Their secondary when they won they had some good pass rushers, Bruce Irvin, guys like that, Michael Bennett, but they didn't have like that 14, 15 sack guy. It was just a strong secondary. And you got and you're saying the flip side, if you have a strong pass
so like
rush,
you can
make up for it.
Give a little bit. So what I'm saying is our defense is nails right now. I believe in our secondary, and on top of me believing in it, our pass rush is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm super excited about that. I think that's a huge thing. Khalil Mack hasn't missed a game in his career.
Yep.
We're talking about 16 every year. Plays every week.
Yep.
Seeing doubles all day.
Yep.
He's the only player. Oakland is whack. They had that 1 year that they were solid. They won like 12 games.
Yeah.
He's going to be a beast out here.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame pace. I mean,
he commands attention, man. That's the biggest thing. You know, I mean, we want Floyd to be a great dude, the best thing a pass rusher can do, it's just like a big man in basketball, is command that double team because that frees up somebody else, right? It's not necessary. At the end of the year, if you look at it, Khalil Mack has 9.5 sacks, right? Which wouldn't be a high number for him, or 9 sacks. But if you look over and Leonard Floyd has 10 sacks or 9 sacks, if you look over and my man just said his name,
who? Akeem Hicks?
Akeem Hicks has 8-9 sacks, right? If all those guys get better because another defender has to be drawn to take on Khalil Mack, in addition to the tackle, right? If you got to start loading up tight ends to take them,
it's like a
halfback has to take them.
Almost.
Exactly. It brings somebody else over. It frees it up. Just like in basketball, if you got to suck the attention down to a big man, it frees up the shooters, right? So those are the people who you really want to see be impacted by a player like Khalil Mack. And that's what's going to be huge. You can't single team him. And if you do decide to single team him, he's getting to the quarterback. So that, you know, that impact of his is huge right there for us right off the bat.
Pull me up, and we're gonna go through this the final roster. We hit the wide receivers on the head. Allen Robinson, Tony Miller, Taylor Gabriel, Kevin White, Josh Bellamy. Shout out your boy.
Javon Wims.
Javon Wims made the squad. He's gonna get some run.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. What are we gonna? Yo, can we lock this in at least?
We have 5 tight ends.
4. Trey Burton, Deion Sims,
Adam Shane.
Yeah.
He's starting out the season on IR. That's a lot of tight ends.
I didn't know he was starting out the season on IR. That's interesting. Okay, yeah. What are we gonna call Trubisky, bro? 10 God.
10 God. Young Mitchell. It's Young Mitchell.
Young Mitchell.
I think Mitchell is strong enough. There's not a lot of good Mitchells out there. So shout out Young Mitchell, 10 God. True 10.
I'm calling him True 10, I think.
Yeah, I mean.
I rock with True 10. People calling him Biscuit. That shit is corny.
I don't know. You know what, man? Like, we call him the 10 guy because I think it's funny, but, like, he hasn't entered, like, real nickname status for me yet. You got to do something, man.
So he's Mitchell Trubisky right now.
He's Mitchell Trubisky right now. Like, even though, like, Cutler wasn't a great player, he did things that made him legendary, so he got nicknames like Cuddy and shit like that, but, or Smoking Jay. But Trubisky, he's still Mitch Trubisky right now, and that's fine. Let him be Mitch Trubisky. Let's see what that's all about. Let's see what that turns into. But there'll be plenty of things you can do with that.
Yo, I caught my ticket for this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to Lambeau solo. I gotta feel this energy.
Where are you staying? Did you get a spot to stay yet?
No, I'm just gonna drive.
Oh yeah, and just pull up to the stadium.
I'm just gonna pull up to the stadium and I'll probably drive back after.
Get out there early, man. They do crazy tailgates all over the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to crash some bear shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk up with some beer, like, yo, it's popping.
Yeah, for sure.
What's good with you?
Just ask for some cheese.
Like, that's
that good Wisconsin, that good Wisconsin cheese.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna pull up and just be like, yo, what's popping? Yeah. I'm here. I'm solo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get some stuff for the pod.
They're not hostile to Bears fans. They think they laugh at us.
Yeah, they think we're clowns.
They think we're clowns.
Yo, dead ass.
But that's what happens when you have Aaron Rodgers.
Or you just don't beat them ever.
Yeah.
Or you haven't in the
Dude,
last 10 years.
I saw they were 8.5 or 9.5. 8.5, right?
It's down to 7.5 right now.
It's down to 7.5. People pounding the Bears.
Listen
for that,
to me, though.
Khalil Mack.
We're going up to Green Bay. It's Sunday night. Our whole squad is about to be fired up. Our defense is going to be flying around. Their defense has they have a new defensive coordinator. I just think we really have a chance to win this game. Like, I truly believe that, bro.
Right.
And Matt Nagy has had – it's not like it's week 4, right?
I'm going to get you a Matt Nagy shirt.
Yo.
You love Matt Nagy.
Because he's bringing O, baby.
All right.
He's bringing offense.
You love that guy, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your boy.
I fuck with Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. Shout out Matt Nagy.
He's bringing offense. It's not like it's week 4 where, it's a whirlwind. It's week to week. You have a week to prep for the next game.
Right.
He's had all offseason, all preseason. He's installed everything that we need. You know what I'm saying? This is not like week 9 where we have a week to prepare or a couple weeks going into the game, man. We're going to be locked. And if our game plan works like Matt Nagy hopes it will, man, we're going to be locked in. I can't wait, bro.
Yeah.
This whole idea that they're just going to go up and just blow our doors off is just not going to happen. And for the line to be almost 8 points, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, the line is crazy. But my whole thing, and this is what I do when I pick our games and everything like that, I just always look at quarterback matchups because that's what matters in the NFL. And to me, the quarterback matchup is Aaron Rodgers versus Mitch Trubisky. And I'm taking Aaron Rodgers every time, and that's where that comes from. If all things are even, it's Aaron Rodgers versus Mitch Trubisky.
All things aren't even.
Well, they aren't now.
All things aren't even. Our defense is way better than theirs.
Yeah.
Our run game is way better than theirs.
And their quarterback's way better than ours.
We have more weapons than them. They have Jimmy Graham.
I'm just not ready. Let me just see it. I want to see it, bro. I'm not
scared
of nothing. I'm not scared. I'm practical.
You scared to be like, yo, we could go up there and bust their ass.
I want us to go up there and bust their ass. It'd be great. I'm just not going to get on wax and be like, yeah, it's going to happen.
I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a very close game, and we have a chance to pull it out.
Maybe. I hope so. I'm ready. Let's just get there.
Sunday night
Let's just
Lambeau.
Get there. Sunday night.
I'm about to drive up there. I'm going to shoot some stuff for the pod. I'm going to try to put together a little recap of my experience.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. I'm excited about it.
Let's get it, man. It's time.
All right, let's jump over to Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon.
This is some really interesting shit.
This is hot. I've never seen what's happening with Le'Veon Bell happen.
This is some really interesting shit.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the league gets paid. If you want to put it like that. OBJ got paid.
Yeah. Had leverage.
Gurley got paid last year.
Yeah, they paid him early. They didn't want this situation.
Yeah, they didn't want this situation. Khalil Mack got paid. Aaron Donald got paid. Everybody got paid. Le'Veon Bell's been trying to get a contract for 3 seasons.
Yep.
Maybe not 3, but 2. A full 2.
Yeah.
And they refuse to pay him.
Won't pay him.
Won't pay him. They can't pay him.
They can't.
They don't have the room to do it.
They don't have the room to pay him. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
They did it they did this on purpose, knowing that they weren't going to be able to pay him. They basically said we're not paying.
Well, they gave AB some new money too, who they have to pay.
They're both just as important, and they paid AB what? Like that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but wide receiver has more longevity than the quarterback.
My man had 400 touches.
A running back.
Right.
Yeah. If he came back this year, he'd have 450.
Yeah, they would.
That's why that's what he knows.
Yeah,
because they know they're
true.
not re-signing him. Give it to let them 35 touches a game, 40 touches a game. Sure, why not?
That's a good point.
We will run. He knows that. He knows that if he comes back, they know they're not going to re-sign him, so they have no interest in his long-term value, and they're going to run him into the ground. Just like a different sport. But remember when Joe Madden had fucking not my man's, but the Cuban buddy, pitcher, closer, Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, Chapman, yeah.
He was rolling them out there all the time in the playoffs because he knew they weren't re-signing him. He didn't care what happened. He almost blew that with him.
Real talk.
Yeah. Almost. Yeah, really almost did.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been.
But Le'Veon knows, and his agent knows, if you go back there, they're going to run you into the ground because they have no intention of signing you long term.
We're talking about like 460 touches.
Remember DeMarco Murray? That's what happened to DeMarco Murray. The Cowboys knew they weren't going to pay him. That last year when he had like 1,800 rushing yards, dude had like 350 carries and didn't do shit since.
So my whole thing was like, Bell, don't show up until you get paid.
Yeah.
But he has to play 6 games to be eligible to be a free agent.
Yeah.
So he has to show up at some point.
Show up for 6 games.
So, in your opinion, should he show up for 6 in the middle, 6 now, 6 at the end? Like, what does he do?
My opinion is to show up for 16.
Because before we get into it right now, we're gonna pull up that the comments from his offensive line that are outrageous.
Yeah.
So what do you think? But like right now, what do you think he should do?
I probably would have showed up, and here's why. Number one, you have that franchise tender right there for $14 million, and that's just the best you're gonna get this year. And it's either you do, but here's the thing: you could still get hurt showing up for 6 games. You could get hurt regardless, right?
It's less of a chance.
Less of a chance.
I'm gonna let you finish.
But get your money at the same time. But my whole thing is sitting out a whole year won't get him a year towards free. If he next year could be a free agent by not playing this year, I wouldn't play this year.
He has to play 6.
But he has to play 6 games. So it's kind of one of those things. What do you show up for the last 6 games of the season, play, and then that's it? I don't think there is any real answer to that. How do you do that? We've never seen anything like this before. We've never seen anything even close to like this before. And because of that, I probably would have just taken my chances and shown up.
So right now, you think he should just cut his losses and show up?
Yeah.
Play week 2.
Yeah. At this point, just show up and play. Yeah. And you know I'm always with the players. I'm all for him getting paid.
He should play like week 2, week 5, week 9.
Yeah, he could do
week
that
11.
too. Yeah.
I don't think coach will let him do that, but he should do that. That'd be hilarious.
And I mean, really, what are the Steelers' options? They can't trade him because he hasn't signed anything yet, so he's not technically not a member of their team. They can't release. Well, they can renounce. They can pull the offer off the table, right? They can't give him a long-term deal. He can't get a long-term deal from them. So it's kind of they're at a stalemate.
Not that they can not at the pay level that he wants to be at.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And again, I don't believe in paying running backs. Le'Veon Bell is great. He's awesome. He catches, he runs, he does it all. He's a 3-down back. I love him. But I wouldn't pay him $15 million a year. No way.
All right, pull me up right here.
And isn't Gurley like 23?
I'm a little. There you go. That'll fit it.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Gurley is what?
I think Gurley's young. Like, I think Gurley's thing is he's very young too. Like Gurley's like
Gurley's
young
he's
for
fresh.
how long he's been in the league.
For sure.
But he's like 23.
No doubt. All right, these are some of the comments straight from the locker room, and in particular from the offensive line.
Yeah.
This wasn't like a corner saying this shit.
No, these are your guys who
like
block
a safety.
For you. And linemen usually don't say shit.
Yeah, these are like
the soldiers.
It's almost like they got together and were like, we're about to stay united on this and we're going to talk. Guard Ramon Foster. He's making 7 times what I'm making, twice as much as Villanueva is making, and we're the guys who do it for him.
Wow.
Like you wouldn't be even thinking about getting paid if it wasn't for us.
It wasn't for us.
So where are you at?
Where are you at?
Marcus Pouncey. Why is he playing hide and seek? First off, that comment off top is wild.
Wild, like, disrespectful.
Yo, basically, you're being a bitch.
He called him a bitch. He called him a bitch. You got your agent talking. Yeah, get going.
He called him a bitch.
Yeah, he called him a bitch. Why are you playing hide and seek?
Why are you playing hide and seek? Why let your agent say this? Just man up and tell us what you're going to do.
Called him a bitch.
Called him a bitch.
Told him to man up. Yeah.
Pouncey again. A star is born every year in the NFL. Did anyone know Chiefs Kareem Hunt would be an All-Pro before last season? If James Conner didn't have cancer, he'd have been a first rounder. Just watch him.
That's their backup, right?
That's their backup.
Yeah, he's saying, fuck it. We're good.
DeCastro. We all thought he'd be here today. He makes us all kind of look stupid. Just sit out the whole year then.
So here's the other.
Wow.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
When he does come back, who is he coming back to? And are they going to be? I mean, they'll be happy to see him, obviously, from the field, but they're literally throwing not an active, but a member of their team under the bus, and then someone else is getting in that bus and backing it up and going back over him a couple times, like one of their teammates.
What that told me was I don't know if they really fucked with him anyway.
They don't fuck with him anyways.
They didn't fuck with him. Period. Point
they
blank.
fucked with his production.
Yes.
They fucked with his production.
They don't fuck with him as a man, period.
You know what, though? The thing that I think might have happened also, because Pouncey, if you look to the interviews like leading up to this, like the last few days, like, oh, he'll be here Wednesday. Yeah,
he might have told them.
I think he might have told them, don't worry, y'all. I'll be there for the start of the season. I'm not going to do that to y'all. And they said that to the media, and then they don't show up, and they do look dumb. Because Pouncey was like, he'll be here. I guarantee it. And he didn't show up. So now it's like, well, fuck you. You made me look stupid.
It's a communication thing.
It's a communication thing. It's obviously that you start talking about guys looking at a guy turn down $14 million and you got Lyman making $2 million.
But if you're my man,
yeah,
I'm never saying that about you.
Never,
regardless.
no, never. But again, they might not have fucked with them in the first place.
Look, there's three things you can do in this situation. You can either praise him and say, "Yo, he's got to get his money. This is his money for the rest of his life, for his family,
usually what happens,
etc." You can say nothing,
also
or you can bash them.
Never happens.
They went and they could have been like, I have no comment on the Le'Veon Bell situation.
Yeah, I'm disappointed he's not here, but
we're gonna go forward with who we got. Let's try to win Sunday.
You could have been PC about it.
Let's try to beat the Browns. They didn't say that.
No.
They went and said, fuck this guy, he's a bitch.
He's playing hide and seek. Man up.
Man up.
Sit out the whole year.
We're not rocking with you.
Yeah.
We block for you all year. We make way less money than you do, and we're not complaining.
We're not complaining.
You're a bitch. Fuck it, then don't come.
My man said he makes $2 million a year. He's like, I could, yeah, he could hold out for that easy, right? Like, I don't want to hear that. Not to mention he got the 12 last year, so it's really 26 over 2.
Yeah, it's 14.
Was it 14 last year too?
I don't know what it was last year.
I think it goes up because every year you get franchised, they have to pay you. So that's why Cousins was making like $80 million last year.
So what do those same guards say if he does come back?
Yeah.
Say he plays week 2, plays the rest of the year, whatever. And in week 9, his knee disintegrates like Teddy Bridgewater's does. Then what does everybody say? You know what everybody says? That's tough, man.
That's tough.
Anyway, who's playing running back?
Well, that's what he's thinking.
100%. He should stick to his guns.
He's dug in.
He should play 6 games and disappear and stay in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
And go to another squad that wants to sign him and pay him what he's worth.
Yeah.
Period.
He can do that. I wouldn't do it, but yeah, he can do it.
But why not sacrifice the 14 to get 60 guaranteed? What's your thought process behind
because you have to play anyways. I would take that approach if you didn't have to play anyways, but you have to play anyways. And you can't just sit out 6 games and come back in week 7 of the NFL and
Patriots are going to play 19 games this year probably.
Yeah, so
18 games.
So
what do you mean?
Talking about the Steelers?
Yeah. So I'm saying they're going to go to the playoffs. And they'll probably win a game in the playoffs.
So what's he supposed to do? Play 6 regular season games and be like, I'm not playing in the playoffs?
Correct. That's what I would do.
Would you sign that guy to your team for $60 million?
Yeah, because I know what he does when he's on the field and he's happy and he's paid.
Okay.
It's simple as,
this is the NFL. He get blackballed for that. I can't believe
you just said that.
He gets blackballed.
Would you sign a guy like that? Like what?
He gets blackballed for that. That's what I'm trying to tell you is he gets blackballed for that. If he actively refuses to sit out during the playoffs, he gets blackballed for that.
Then play the first 6 then. Play week 2 through week 3 to week 7.
And then what?
Then don't play.
You call him week 8 and be like, hey, you know what? I think I'm done.
Yeah. Do y'all have some money for me? Don't play until you get paid.
All right.
I don't know where am I missing? You're always on the player side.
I'm always on.
But you're not.
But I'm not actually. I'm not anti Le'Veon Bell right now. I'm just looking at the situation as a whole and just saying it's kind of a lose-lose. So I would probably just play.
It's a lose and lose a lot more.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He's basically risking, if he goes out and plays, he's basically risking $50 million guaranteed on top of that 14. After he did it for a whole season the year before that.
Yeah.
Like, how many years you want him to play on the franchise?
It's a crazy situation, man.
It's really not crazy. I'm not going to get paid. I'm not getting paid, so I'm not going to play. So Aaron Donald was not going to play, bro.
Aaron Donald was different, though.
What's different about it?
I think Aaron Donald's situation, well, first off, they were going to pay Aaron Donald. They had the money to pay Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald knew he could get paid, and clearly he did get paid. Everybody knows the Rams have the money to pay him. They don't pay a quarterback.
But now it's to the point where Le'Veon Bell doesn't fuck with the Steelers.
Okay.
He doesn't even want to play for the Steelers, honestly.
Then say trade me.
What, sign it and then say
I'll
trade
sign
me?
your tender and then trade me. And someone else can sign me to a long-term deal. That's what they should do.
I just don't. I'm just having a hard time figuring out what options he could,
Or whatever you have.
or he could be a super asshole, sign the tender, and go out there and lollygag and shit,
And fucking pull his
sit,
hammy?
and yeah,
Oh,
and sit
yeah,
the bench.
do one of those?
Yeah,
yeah.
My hammy's not. I'm not feeling right.
Then it also gets out that Le'Veon Bell faked an injury.
No, I'm hurt. I ain't faking nothing.
I'm just telling you, you know how the NFL works. You know how the NFL works. It's not about getting. Hey, if anything, the Kaepernick player situation shows us it's not necessarily about getting the player who can help you the most. It's about keeping up that narrative, and they're all together in that shit. So if the Rooney family, who's extremely powerful in the NFL circle, says this dude quit on us, it's a bad look if someone signs him to some super mega contract. He's not going to get signed to a super mega contract.
I don't think he's going to get signed to a super mega contract regardless because he's going to be 28 years old.
There you go.
But he could still get.
Well, you said $60 million
60,
guaranteed.
yeah, I mean, 80,
what did Gurley get?
80 total, 60
80
guaranteed.
Total? What did Todd Gurley get?
We'll see what Gurley.
I think Gurley got $60 million guaranteed. That's top of the market money. I don't believe in paying running backs, so unless they're special. Unless they're special.
Oh, because he's not special?
He's good. He's very good. He's really good.
He's not special, huh?
Nah, he's really good.
Yeah. Oh, he got a 4-year 60, $45 million guaranteed.
Yeah, that's all you're getting for a running back.
Okay, so then
No, I don't. No, special like Adrian Peterson, like that was a special running back. I would pay.
Bell, dude.
He's great. He's really good. But I think if you're going to commit that kind of money to a running back and commit to building your team around a running back, he has to be like, again, man, look at the position in the NFL. You can find someone to do 80% of what Le'Veon Bell does.
And that contract they gave AP, he probably didn't earn. He probably didn't. That probably didn't work out the best.
Yeah, it did. He rushed for 2,000 fucking yards.
How many years was that after that, though? How many years did he play after? I
don't know, but you pay Adrian Peterson is a special generational talent. He's one of the best running backs to ever play the game. Yeah, you knew that when he came in from day one.
He
was special. He was special. With running backs, again, you look at there's guys who are really fucking good, and then there's people who are special. Adrian Peterson was special.
I'd like to go back and look at how many rushing yards he had after he signed that deal. Like,
I know that that was after he blew out that was before he blew out his ACL.
Yeah.
So he had 2,000 yards. Then the next year he blew out his ACL.
Then came back
and the next year he rushed for like 1,800 yards.
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
Because he's special. And he's still in the fucking league. Because he's still in the league.
AD.
And he's still getting a check.
How's his kids doing? Do we know? Anybody checked on him?
Which one? The ones that he was beating?
Anybody checked on AD kids?
I don't know.
Anybody checked on All Day's kids?
Did you ever see the explanation that he gave? He's like, "Oh, my kids know Daddy loves them, but when they do something wrong, hit that belt." He couldn't answer the question.
Somebody go check on Adrian Peterson
check
kids.
on the little
man.
Peterson kids, man. Make sure they're all good. But special, yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. And like you said, Le'Veon's 28.
Yeah.
Even if he is special, he ain't gonna be special for too much longer.
Facts. I feel you. I feel it. I get it, but
look up how old Todd Gurley is real quick. You got it up there right now. I think Gurley, like that's part of the thing with Gurley is fucking crazy young too. And they signed him before his deal was up. So it was a different circumstance there.
94. So what is that?
24.
24 years old, yeah.
If that, I mean, if he's turned, when's his birthday?
August 3rd.
So he just turned 24.
Just turned 24.
They gave him that money at 23. That's a different situation.
Yeah.
Those 5 years, essentially, that's a lot.
So you're on team, take that 14 and hope it works out for the best?
I'm on team. It's really hard
Before
for me.
we move on?
I'm on team. It's really hard for me to tell him what to do right now because he's in a terrible situation.
Yeah.
And he probably should have taken the deal that they offered him last year.
The extension.
Yeah, didn't they offer him $40 million?
Something
guaranteed?
like that.
Yeah, he probably should have taken that.
Yeah.
And I think they even told him it's not going to get any better.
Yeah, like.
And it wasn't going to get any better.
Yeah.
So his agent fucked
he also
up.
raps and shit. So he's a little out there cat.
He's also been suspended for drugs multiple times.
I mean, like, and allegedly around the league, like he's just he's
a different dude. He's kind of out there.
He's kind of like an out there.
That's probably why they don't fuck with him.
Yeah,
like the line, like we fuck with you when you're toting that rock.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise, we don't fuck with you.
He's rapping.
They don't love you like that.
Yeah, they don't love him like
that. They don't love you like that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no.
All right, let's switch over to Kaepernick, Nike.
Yeah.
Anybody watching will 100% have heard about this, has seen the ad.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your thoughts on the ad and Nike just doing what Nike does.
Oh, I thought it was cool, man. I thought the ad. I watched the full commercial today. I thought the commercial was cool.
Yeah.
Had Serena in there. Shout out Serena Williams. I really liked the commercial, man. I thought it was cool. The whole Nike situation for me, I think it's really cool that they did that. I'm not ready to like crown Nike like the greatest people in the world because I think that if you really sit down and look at it, it was a very smart business decision. People are like, oh, their stocks plummeted for a couple of days. Like, okay, that's a couple of days worth of reaction, right? Kind of like the NFL not allowing the commercial to play. It would have looked a lot worse for Nike not to do this, right? And if you're in that boardroom, it's like, yo, do we run this ad or do we not run this ad? It's like, yo, running this ad will do a lot more for us in the long term than running it, will negatively in the short term. So I think for them, man, it was a great business decision. Who's Nike's target demographic? It's not the people burning their Nike clothes, right? It's young urban Americans. And young urban Americans are pretty much in support of Colin Kaepernick, or not anti-Kaepernick, I should say. So great move by them. But again, it was a cool campaign, man. I like what they're doing with that.
I mean, yeah, you're 100% correct. If you're born a refugee, don't let it stop you from playing soccer for the national team. Like that's even a shot within the whole shot.
Yeah.
At like immigration and stuff going on in the country, right? Don't become the best basketball player on the planet. Be bigger than basketball. I mean,
LeBron,
so that's kind of the whole theme of the ad, right?
Yeah.
There was a poll I saw on the news. 40% thought the Nike Kaepernick campaign was positive. 30% were negative. 30% are neutral.
So 70%.
So 70%
is not going to be affected.
Are rocking with it.
Are not going to be like, we don't fuck with Nike.
Exactly.
That's 7 out of 10 people.
You know what? And the other 30% are old, out of touch folks that are going to die soon.
Yeah.
And they're usually right wingers.
Yeah.
And Nike is not. They don't give a fuck about that.
And that's not their target demo.
Right. They don't care about that.
They don't care about that. Like, they know enough people are going to go out and buy more Nike than aren't going to buy Nike after this. Right?
People cutting up socks, all that shit, they're going to die soon.
That's all bullshit.
And it's all propaganda.
That's all bullshit.
100%.
Probably like 10 people cut up their shoes, and those are the 10 that happen to film themselves doing it. It is what it is, man. I think it's a great move for Nike, great move for Kaepernick, and I love it, man. I love it. I love the fact that it's playing tonight, right? I love that they got it on the air during an NFL game, right? Which the NFL probably wasn't happy about, but again, could not go against it. I love it, man. Great move, great commercial, great message, solid.
I'm excited about it.
Fuck Whitlock.
Yo, Jason Whitlock, what a guy, bro. He's out of control. I will say this. I think he really believes what he's saying.
100%.
He's very good at getting the other side riled up.
Yeah.
Like, he goes so off tilt that he's really good at his job. That's what he's supposed to do.
I was talking to my girl about it, and she's like, oh, is he like a hardcore right winger? I'm like, no, not at all. Like, Whitlock's argument isn't pro kneeling for the anthem or whatever it might be. His argument is just his side of it. It's like a very like old black man corner that, not too many of us are vibing with. But it's not like he's like, oh, I love Donald Trump or I love this type of stuff. He's just saying, I don't agree with this because, and this is my perspective on it.
He basically just from the start jumped on.
He never fucked with it.
He never fucked with the Kaepernick thing, and anything that happens from here on out from the beginning, he's just going to flip it into a negative.
And able to validate what he was trying to say.
I
told y'all it was about money. I told y'all it was about money. Look, and now I'm right because, look, there's a commercial about it. So I told y'all it was about money.
But you need big backing to make a big message and to get it out there.
Hey, Kaepernick's got bills like everybody else, too.
I'm not even talking about Kaepernick getting paid. I'm more talking about that platform that Nike gave. Like, they gave, like, yo, we're going to put some money behind this. We're going to run a spot in Thursday Night Football. Like, Kaepernick can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to pay for that, but Nike can do it. So, I mean, it's no different than a lot of other agendas that have gone on.
See, Kaepernick had the swaggy jacket at the end of it.
He was swagged out.
He had this tan jacket on.
His afro, bro.
Afro, yeah.
It's too perfect, dog.
Yeah.
It's like straight out of the 70s. It's perfectly round. It's just it's got the little shimmer to it. Like, yeah, Cap is on it.
Yeah. It's funny, man, how his you know the funny thing about Cap, man, from like just a football perspective, how much like we didn't fuck with him towards the end of his football career.
Yeah, he was huff.
Everybody was like, he's trash, whatever. You know, still better than a lot of backup quarterbacks in the NFL, so we're not saying that, but like he was really able to change. Everybody's now forgotten that.
Yeah.
Even his own team, like if you read some of the shit from back in the day, they were like, oh, he was a loner, you know, towards the end there. Like teammates didn't fuck with him and stuff.
Yeah.
But then he started doing this and people started fucking with him. Now he's a national hero.
Right before he started kneeling, he would take interviews and shit, and he was like he wasn't answering questions. Yeah. He wasn't doing
He was like
nothing.
depressed.
Yeah, they were talking about like how like his interactions with the media. He didn't speak.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They would ask him questions at press conferences. He would just be like,
whatever.
Like, whatever. Like, I'm a backup now. I don't know. Why y'all want to talk to me anyway? 100%. That's a good point.
Who did he get benched for?
Gabbert.
It was Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert at the end of it, yeah.
Gabbert.
When Harbaugh left, it really hurt him.
Yeah.
Harbaugh, I think he liked Harbaugh. They had a good system going.
Well, maybe Harbaugh should go back.
That's a whole.
He might be back sooner than he wants to be.
Yo,
that's
9-9 in
hit on that real quick.
9-9 in his last.
Did you
18.
see what Braylon Edwards was tweeting out?
I didn't. I heard that he basically called him garbage.
Like 0-12 against road ranked opponents or something like that. Like something. The numbers are bad.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking that. I was like, when is the Harbaugh love affair going to run out at Michigan? Because like obviously he had like a couple years where it's like, oh, we love him so much, but
that
he
one
hasn't
spot
done shit.
against Ohio State, he wins that game. He goes to the playoff.
Yeah.
That 4th and 1. So I mean, yeah, it's thin hairs. Bro.
Has he beat Ohio State?
No, he has not.
No wins against Ohio State, which is huge. Can't win on the road against ranked teams. Can't beat good teams. Should have beat Notre Dame. Can't get the quarterback situation right. I think the Harbaugh. If I'm a Michigan fan,
it always comes back to the quarterback.
It always comes back to the quarterback, baby. You got to find yourself one. But that was supposed to be his thing, right? He was a quarterback whisperer.
He was a defensive guy, but yeah, the Andrew Luck.
He had Luck. He had Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, yeah.
Yeah, he can't figure it out over there.
Alex Smith banging on the shoulder pads.
It's a lot of hype, man. It's a lot of hype.
So, all right, before we hop off here and go watch this first game of the NFL, pull me up, hey. There's been a ton of memes on, the Kaepernick ad. The boy No Chill Gilbert Arenas, legend.
Wait, probably the best Instagram name ever.
No Chill
Gil.
And it's
if
true.
You follow him, it's 100% true. No Chill Gil.
Don't be afraid to bring a strap into the locker room just to prove a point. Just do it. With the thumbs up. He's wild.
He's super wild, bro. Hey, they gave that man $80 million not to play, so he's just having fun with it.
I was watching some old highlights. Speaking of Gilbert, since we're talking about him,
that's your guy.
This is my guy. I love
Gilly.
Agent Zero. I loved Gilly. That was my guy, right?
Hibachi.
Hibachi. Him and Nick Young were going back and forth.
That shit was funny.
You saw that with him. We talked about LeBron tapping him on the shoulder.
Oh no, I was watching like a year or so. They were going out about the Iggy Azalea shit.
Yeah,
but
they're still going.
They always go at it. Yeah,
they're still going back and forth. So yeah, this is the best one. Gilly brought the straps in the locker room. That's fact. Before we let y'all go, Nick showed me something before the show started.
Oh yeah,
that we have to figure something out.
Gotta do better, y'all.
This is
the we gotta do better moment of the night.
Hold on, let me.
Hey, new segment.
This is crazy, dude. We gotta do better.
We gotta do better. New segment.
Pull me up, hey. We got to do better. That should be a new segment.
That's a new segment. We got to do better.
We got to do better. This can't be like a real thing. Like, this is a real thing.
So I was watching the Texas game the other day, and they said this dude's name, and then they showed the graphic. So I instantly put it in the group message. Eder was like, with a name like
this
that.
Can't be
born
real.
Baller, like had to be a baller. My man's name is, and it's one word, Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Lil Jordan.
With an apostrophe in between the Lil and the Jordan, but no space bar.
No space.
No space bar. That's Lil Jordan.
it can't be real.
It's real.
This can't be his name.
So I looked it up today, and the story behind it is his little brother wanted his mom to name him Michael because his little brother was a Michael Jordan fan. And instead of that, his mom compromised and came up with Lil Jordan. Because at first I thought his dad's name was Jordan, right? That's all it's Lil Jordan. Like, no.
Nah, it's a Mike fan.
It's a Mike reference, which makes it 10 times better. And he's Lil Jordan Humphrey.
South Lake, Texas.
And apparently he's cold.
Lil Jordan.
But he's Lil Jordan.
They probably just call him LJ, yeah?
I don't know what they call him, man. But Lil Jordan.
Lil Mike?
Lil Jordan, bro.
Lil Airtime?
He has a word in his name.
That's great.
That's awesome. Lil Quick Harvey.
Lil Quick.
Coming at you 2022. Lil Sean Little.
Lil Sean Little.
Lil Sean Little.
Don't even trip.
It's like Lil Uzi Vert. Yeah, I like it.
We're going to close it out there, man. 3 more sleeps. The Bears are at Lambeau. I'm going to go up there, shoot some content, mess around, see how it comes out. We'll see how that goes. I had to feel that energy. No Catch Up Chicago. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, iTunes, anywhere you listen to podcasts, man. Shoot us a note. Follow us on Instagram at No Catch Up Chicago. All that.
Bear down.
For Nick the Quick, I'm your host, Sean Little. No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. Listen up. 3 more sleeps, baby.
3 more.
It's going down.